All right, we're going to start the Bible lesson with our R verse. Remember now your Creator in the days of your youth. Ecclesiastes 12:1. So at the end of the lesson, make sure you have your parents type in, what does youth mean? Who does that refer to? When it says, remember your Creator in the days of your youth, who is the Bible verse talking about or talking to? Ecclesiastes 12:1. That's going to be a big word for you to learn. Benny, you can try to do the syllables for it. Ready? Ecclesiastes. Wow, 5 syllables. Big long word for you. All right. So this one is a little different. I have a special book that I wanted to share with you. I brought this book back. I bought it when I was in Israel 2 years ago with my daughter. Okay? And it is a book about the type of boat Jesus would have been traveling across the Galilee Sea and the Jericho River in. Not a big boat like we think today, but a small fishing boat would have been what he was traveling in. Most of his disciples were fishermen that he called to be his disciples, and so he would have used the boats that they had available. And so this is a story about a boat that they found and dug up out of the sand over there on the riverbank. And it is a replica of one that Jesus would have been traveling in. And then it also has the story of Jesus calming the sea in this book as well. So, the Jesus Boat, and it's written by Reverend Jim Reinman. All right, so this is a true story. Yavel and Mashi lived by the Sea of Galilee and were Jewish fishermen, just like their dad. They always believed a great gift would come to them from the sea, and one day that happened, which made them quite glad. So here's a picture of the two boys, Yovel and Mashi. Okay. It was 1986 that it came to pass. Walking by the sea, they came upon a truck. It was sitting in the seashore, but it was not out of gas. Its wheels were stuck deep in the mud. It was completely stuck in the mud. So here's the boat, or not the boat, but the truck with his wheels completely stuck in the mud. Couldn't go anywhere. As the wheels of the truck spun more and more to get free, the brothers saw old coins flung from the earth. The two gathered these ancient treasures from Galilee, but underneath was something of greater worth. So as the truck was spinning its wheels, it was spinning out these coins, like a lost treasure. Okay. The brothers dug some more, and Roman nails were soon mined, along with several pieces of wood. So they knew this had to be quite old because the Roman nails were not used anymore. And when the scientists came to confirm their find, a double rainbow shone above where they stood. So here's the double rainbow. So it would be like a pattern that was repeated. So all the colors of the rainbow, and then you did it again. So then it created a pattern. Yovel and Mashi, seeing this true sign from the Lord, knew this must be more than sticks in a mud. It was an ancient fishing boat, not just any board, yet it was stuck on shore by an earlier flood. So a flood had come and mud had completely covered up the boat that was on shore, and nobody had been able to dig that boat back out. Here is a picture of a small oil lamp and a small clay pot, and then the Roman nails. And then you're beginning to see the boat come out of the mud. So see the boards here and here. So they're sticking out of the mud. And they knew it was ancient, and so scientists would like them not to mess with it, let them come in and help them to get the dirt off without ruining the boat as much as possible. The two fishermen with others continued to dig, uncovering a boat 2,000 years old. They soon knew this discovery was quite a find, a boat from Jesus' day, something to behold. So here they're very carefully digging out the boat to make sure they don't break any more of the wood. And the wood would be very brittle for 2,000 years old. The mud was keeping it together, but when you take the mud away, then the wood would be very easy to break, so they had to be very careful. After much hard digging, the boat was finally free. Then, soaked in a bath to harden its soft wood, at last it was now placed in a museum for all to see. It tells a story, one that is true and good. So this is what the boat looked like when they got finished with it. Kind of looks like a piece of tree that they cut out a hole in the middle. And then they have these pieces underneath to help hold the wood together so it doesn't fall apart. It was a boat much like this ancient one, we know. Jesus and his friends sailed out one night until a furious, strong storm arose and began to blow. Yet Jesus calmed it by saying, "Peace, be still." So here's Jesus and his disciples out on the sea when a storm came up. And while the disciples were very much afraid, Jesus was not, because he was in control of the sea and the wind and the rain, because he helped to create it. Jesus' friends saw that the miraculous end of the storm, but were asked by him, "Why are you still afraid?" They had seen a miracle their mighty Lord perform, yet ask, "Who is this?" that the wind and the waves obey him. So the disciples were a little bit shocked and afraid because this Jesus, this master that they had been following, he controlled the wind and the waves. So they were still also learning who he truly was and what he could truly do. Still today, some ask, "Who is this man who calmed the sea?" Perhaps a question some may find strange or odd, but it's not a mystery for you and me. He is the Savior, the Messiah of God. So we know who he was. And we have the Bible to help us to learn about him. But the disciples were learning firsthand who he was and just how powerful and mighty he was. All right, so this is the picture of the boat that you can see in the museum, and this is the one I saw. Now, I wasn't allowed to touch it because if you touch it, it might break the wood, but you could walk up and see it. And then outside on the sea, they have another boat that you can go across the sea on, and that's what we got to do. So we got to get on a boat and go across the sea. All right, it was a lot of fun. So, because this was a little bit different, instead of singing our other song today, I'm going to play this song about fishers of men, and I'm going to sing it with you, and you can sing along if you know the words. If not, you can rewind the video and sing this a second time, or you can look it up on YouTube. I will make you fishers of men. In fact, I'll put the YouTube code in this lesson in case you want to look it up and sing it with the YouTube. All right, here we go.
I will make you fishers of men, fishers of men, fishers of men. I will make you fishers of men if you follow me. If you follow me, if you follow me, I will make you fishers of men if you follow me. Hear Christ calling, come unto me, come unto me, come unto me. Christ calling, come unto me. I will give you rest. I will give you rest. I will give you rest. Hear Christ calling, come unto me. I will give you rest. I will make you fishers of men, fishers of men, fishers of men. I will make you fishers of men if you follow me. If you follow me. If you follow me. I will make you fishers of men if you follow me. Hear Christ calling, come unto me, come unto me, come unto me. Hear Christ calling, come unto me. I will give you rest.
All right, there we go. And I also have a coloring sheet for you to download and color for me today. Now, if you want to add something to your picture, there's no fish in the sea. So if you would happen to have goldfish, you may glue some goldfish to the bottom of your picture and then you'll have fish in the sea. All right, we'll see you next time.